Hey y'all, Halfmilesniper here, and we are back on the range today. Another rainy, drizzly day, and today we're going to be doing two things. We've got the rifle that I just cleaned that needs to be fouled, and I got a new chronograph. We're going to test it out a little bit today. So, y'all sit back. Kick your feet up. Enjoy the ride. What I had done, y'all have seen it before. I've shot my chronograph. Shot my chronograph a couple of times. I always know I'm going to shoot my chronograph again. But with this new Garmin, that should never happen unless if I do something, which we might do. But what we have, we've got a brand new Garmin Xero C1 chronograph, a little radar. I'll have to peel that off, I guess. Didn't realize that. It comes with its own little tripod, or I can mount it on a bigger tripod. They are a little spendy. I was, like I said, I used all of my Cabela's points. I used a Bass Pro gift card, and I got into it for a whole lot cheaper than what it costs at the store. They're not cheap, but pardon me. These baffles, we tried a lab radar on this range before, and those baffles were creating weird echoes to the lab radar. It was reading shots when nobody was shooting. So what I'm going to do this morning, I've got the lady in the box set up on the tripod out there in the rain. And we're going to set the Garmin up here on the bench and shoot our 5 fouling shots and compare the readings between the lady in the chrono and the Garmin. So, give me a few more minutes to get things set up. I got to run a camera out into the rain for the target, and we'll get going. Alrighty, so first let's talk about setup. Chronograph is set up about 16 feet from the rifle. Then it was a lot of back and forth between the chronograph and the rifle, chronograph and rifle, as I made sure that the barrel was somewhere in here. And then, to compound matters, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but we can see the raindrops. Raindrops start getting down here in the sensors. That could be an issue. And then our sensor is literally that wide. And there's 2 of them. I got to go across both sensors, front and rear, from back here. And that took a while to get set up. The Garmin, literally, I attached it to its tripod. I turned it on. I said we're shooting a rifle. I said we're shooting 1,700 to 5,000 feet per second, and face the target. And Garmin definitely wins on setup. And like I said before, unless if I do something really goofy, I ain't no way I'm going to shoot that. However, we might try putting the Garmin down at the target and comparing velocity from 16 feet from the muzzle and at 100 yards. I'll think about that. It's an expensive experiment. Okay, there's a class going on 2 bays over. It's a little bit loud. It's not CCW class. It's a court deputy, I think, doing their training. So, we're going to get to shooting here in just a second. I need a shot of coffee, and then we're going to go bang. Okay, so Magazine is loaded with 5 rounds of 58.5 grains of Stay Ball HD, pushing the 147 grain ELD M. Chronograph is set up. It will talk to me through my phone. The Garmin, I'm not going to connect it to the phone. That way there I don't have the two fighting. Whew. Target camera is on. Y'all are on. I'm going to get a shot of coffee and we're going to take a couple of shots. My big fear is that since the lab radar did not work on this range because of the baffles, that perhaps this radar would do the same. But so far, it's been set up and just idling for probably 5 minutes, and it says 0 shots. Okay. Downrange, I have a single dot. I just cleaned this rifle. I did go back and do a little bit more work on the carbon ring because there was still a little bit of carbon ring. So we are going at this with a clean bore cold shot, and in the rain, and we'll see what happens. Okay. Make sure I'm over the chronograph. Looks like I am. Okay. Level out. Okay, the lady in the box tells us 27:17. Garmin tells us 27:28. Pretty close, 11 feet per second off. And that could be the difference that Garmin's picking the bullet up just off the muzzle. And the lady in the box is picking it up 16 feet away. Let's see what else happens. The lady in the box tells us 27:78. Garmin tells us 27:98. And I am not having to hunt to find the sensor on the Garmin. 2 shots in and I'm pleased with the Garmin. Lady in the box tells us 27:41. Garmin tells us 27:64. Make sure I'm over the sensors. I feel like I'm very close to not having to say that anymore. Lady in the box says 27:54. Garmin says 27:77. And last but not least, that looks like an ugly group now. Is that because the gun's clean, or I'm cold, or I'm jerking the trigger? I'm going to go with the gun's clean and I'm cold. 2766 is what the lady in the box tells us. Garmin tells us 2793. Now, Garmin also tells us that our average, our 5-shot average is 2772.3. I have to do some figuring there. So let's see how we get to our info. Shot list, session summary. Let's try session summary. Okay, our minimum was 2728 by Garmin. Our maximum, our high was 2798. Our average was 2772. It says our extreme spread was 70 and our standard deviation was 25.2. Literally had to punch one button, go down one category, and click OK. For the lady in the box, I've got to go here. Lady in the box says our 5-shot average is 2751. So we got a 21-foot difference there. That our extreme spread was 61 and our standard deviation was 21. All in all, I think they're pretty close. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I've still got 5 of the copper hunting rounds. I'm going to clear this info out of the lady in the box. I'm going to go check my truck for another tripod, and I think we'll try getting some downrange data. Okay, well, we've got the Garmin set up in the line of fire on my death grip that I've modified with the Barker Outdoors Acra ball head. What I don't know is if that background, the impact area, is going to confuse the radar. We're going to see. This is an expensive experiment. Well, we've got the target camera running. We've got the brand new chronograph down there in the line of fire. We've got the 530 grain Barnes TSX. I believe they were over 52 grains of IMR 4831. Okay, as you can see, there's no Garmin here. It's down there 100 yards away. Please don't hit the chronographs. That's the one thing that the Garmin doesn't do that Lab Radar does. Lab Radar gives you your velocities at different distances. The Garmin doesn't. It may in the future, but right now, that is not something it's doing. Okay. We're just going to shoot on that same dot. They should group at a different spot. Here we go. $2,975. 2975. Be interesting to see what Garmin says, if it's even catching it. And from my zero, these are hitting high right. Well, at least that first shot did. $2,995. 2995. $2,994. 2994. That one looked like it went a little bit left. Must have hit a raindrop and got deflected. Yeah, that's what happened. $2,996. 2996. And I jerked the tar out of that one. $3,012. Ooh, heavy bolt. Very heavy bolt. That left ejector swipe and everything. Wow. Okay. Chronograph lady tells us that at 16 feet from the muzzle, we had an average, 5-shot average of 2,994 feet per second. Our extreme spread was 37, our standard deviation was 12. Now, I didn't see any FDE plastic go flying down there, so I'm going to guess that the Garmin is safe. Big question is, did the Garmin pick up the shots? Well, for some reason, the camera shut down. I don't know if the cold is draining the battery, but Garmin read the shots. I'm going to pull it. We're going to go back to the table and see what the data says. Okay, so one of the things the Garmin does not like to be moved when it's turned on. The radar goes into like some sort of safety mode, tells me, hey, motion detected, radar shut down. But let's see what our data shows. Apparently, we only picked up one shot. We picked up one shot at 2,800 feet per second. So I don't know if that was because the radar shut down when I moved it. I should have checked the data downrange. I'll have to do some more experimenting with that. But 2,800.5 feet per second is what it showed downrange, but I did not see a number of shots. I didn't even think to look. It might be on that other camera, because I did take a quick video with the target camera. We'll see if it shows how many shots we had. I don't know. But this is a pretty good little system, and I like the fact that it's right back here behind the gun, and I have no way to shoot it unless if I put it downrange. The downrange data, that's going to take a little bit more playing to figure out just where I need to set it and whether or not I can capture that data. Let's go take a look at that target. It wasn't real pretty, but hey, it was refollowing the barrel, and then some of that copper ammo, which doesn't shoot for squat really yet. Eventually it will, but right now it hasn't been shooting for squat out of my rifle. Alrighty. Well, this was our following group. Gave us a 1.23 inch group, which, as I recall, I think that was probably about the size of the following group the last time we cleaned the gun. I don't remember which one of these hits was the first shot. It might have been that one. We'll have to double check the video. And then with the copper, when I experimented with trying to get the downrange data, this gave us a 2.76 inch group. And I think this high one, I think this was that one that busted 3,000 feet per second and had very heavy bolt lift. So something was amiss with that round. Alrighty, y'all. Just a real quick video to follow the rifle after cleaning. Talk about the new Garmin Xero C1 Pro chronograph. I think this is going to be my go-to chronograph. I especially like the fact that there won't ever be any more of this. And I finally did it. Well, too high. because it's going to be behind the muzzle. I don't think the Bluetooth interface will talk to me, so I'll still have to pop my head over the rifle and see what the numbers are, but that's easy enough to do. Alrighty, y'all. Appreciate you hanging with me. Just so, one more time, nobody sent this to me. I bought this with my own money and Cabela's points and gift cards, so if I decide I don't like something about it, I'll say I don't like something about it. I'll need to learn whether that movement lost the data or if it only picked up one shot. But that'll be for another day. So until next time, Halfmilesniper reminding you, stay strapped or get clapped. Carry everywhere you can. Get a CCW if you need one. If you're in a constitutional carry state, I'd get a CCW anyways. You never know, you might travel. It's getting crazy out there. And if you're in a blue city in a blue state, they're really getting crazy. So until next time, y'all stay safe, keep shooting. We'll catch you next time.
Send it. Hit.